Hare Krishna, everyone. Please accept my humble obeisances. We'll start with a prayer. Om Ajnanatirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. नमो ओम विष्णु पदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात देश तारिणे जय जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद. Let us all raise our hands. Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
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 Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare Ram,
Hare Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare Ram,
Hare Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare Hare.
Hare Hare.
मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयति गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरं हरि ओं तत्सत्. आजानुलम्बितभुजौ कनकावदताौ सङ्कीर्तनैकपितरौ कमलायताक्षौ विश्वम्भरौ द्विजवरौ युगधर्मपालौ वन्दे जगत्प्रियकरौ करुणावतारौ. Hare Krishna. So I'm just muting everyone so that okay. Uh, so before we get started, let me ask something here. Does anyone remember like what we discussed in our last session? What was the topic of discussion for last session? We started with first chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So within Bhagavad Gita, we studied the first 20 verses of Bhagavad Gita of first chapter. Does anyone remember like okay what were the topics discussed? So firstly, let me ask this. Does anyone remember like, okay, who was narrating things to Dhritarashtra? Yes, Lalu Kaku, you can unmute and say.
Sanjay,
Sanjay was, and
Sanjay,
Sanjay was a disciple of,
Vaishnadev,
yeah, he was a disciple of Srila Vyasdev.
yeah,
And
syllabus.
Sanjay had a very special power. He was able to, he could meditate on any place and he could actually see what was going on live there. Many people are addicted to seeing cricket. So, uh, what is the live score right now? They will be seeing it in TV and through television. Through this fiber optic networks, the data is transmitted, and that's how. we can see in today's time. But Sanjay had a special power that without any fiber optic cable, he could actually see what was happening in the battlefield. He was narrating it to uh,
Dhritarashtra.
Dhritarashtra. And does anyone know, like, okay, how many? I will, I will ask, I'll ask someone new here. Does anyone know how many sons Dhritarashtra had and how many sons Pandu had? Yes, Baba, you can unmute and share.
Yeah, Dhritarashtra have 101.
Dhritarashtra has 101, okay, and Pandu has 5. Is that answer correct? Does anyone want to say if there is anyone wants to confirm? Yes, Lalukaku. You have to unmute.
Hello, as per my knowledge, Dhritarashtra had 100 sons, not 101.
Hmm. Dhritarashtra had 100 sons and Pandu had 5 sons. That is correct. So Pandu's portion is correct and Dhritarashtra had 100 sons. So, and we also learned that right now, I want to ask one last question. Who, who is the who is the chariot driver of Arjuna? You have to unmute and say,
Krishna.
yes, Krishna is the chariot driver of Arjuna. So Krishna is the chariot driver of Arjun. And we also heard of the setting, actually, how this war started, how we came to this, how Pandavas and Kauravas were on both sides. We discussed about this in detail. Now, going further from there, we will start from verse number 21st. So let me quickly pull out that particular verse, 21st verse, and then we will go from there. Okay, I'm sharing my screen. So we also discussed on the, does anyone remember this last thing? Okay, we discussed last time that I will just remind of this incident. We discussed about the pastime of Arjuna and Hanumanji meeting. Uh, During that pastime, there was one takeaway from from that pastime. That what does the Lord? So when Hanumanji saw Lord Ram, and when Arjun saw that same personality as Lord Krishna, what was the takeaway? What did they understand? What did Lord say, that what does he like and what does he dislike? Does anyone remember that point? Okay, let me remind that. So the takeaway from that point was that the Lord does not like if the if the devotees they quarrel among themselves. Okay, and Lord likes when there is cooperation among the devotees. Okay, just like, see, think about this like this. As as parents, like those who have 2 children, okay, 5 children, 10 children, whatever, more than one children, right? So if the children are fighting amongst themselves, then would the parents be happy about it? The parents will not be happy that their children are quarreling. Okay, and it will give a lot of distress to the parent. So as a supreme father, okay, the supreme father is never happy when they see their children quarreling. if one child is killing another child, that will give a lot of distress to the Supreme Father. Okay, but at the same time, okay, if one child is a is Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that there is one exception to this. If one child is on the path of adharma, then Krishna comes to this world. Why? Paritranaya sadhuna vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma sanstharpanarthaya sambhavani yuge yuge. For those who have seen the old Mahabharata, this was the common thing actually, and most people remember it even by the tune. Paritranaయ sadhuna vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma sanstharpanarthaya sambhavani yuge yuge. So the purpose of Krishna's coming is that, okay, he wants to always rescue the sadhus. Sadhus means those who listen to Krishna. Okay, sadhu means those who listen to what Krishna is saying. And vinashaya cha dushkritam, those who are not listening, right, to Krishna's words, even though he's a parent, okay. So sometimes the parent has to, if the children are not listening, what does the parent has to do? He has to give a punishment, right? So because this child, after teaching him so many times, also is not learning. So I have to give him some time out. I have to give him some punishment. Then he will learn. Okay, so Krishna also takes place that part, like okay, that okay, somehow or other to teach him a lesson. That okay, yes, you have to also come to the right standards. And dharma sanstharpanartha, he comes to establish religion, to establish what is the righteous thing to do. So we talked about children quarreling. So in this, there is also one important takeaway. That is, many times what happens is, see, there is a lot of animal slaughter like everywhere going on. And Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, we'll come to this. He says, Aham Bija Prajapita. That is, I am the seed-giving father of all living entities. He never says that, okay, I am the seed-giving father of human beings. I am the seed-giving father of those intelligent people. I am the seed-giving father of all living entities. As many living entities exist, okay, plants, animals, birds, beasts, insects. He is the seed-giving father of everyone. Now, if one child, for his own happiness, is trying to um, kill another child, okay, think about this. In our house, there are two children. Okay, one child kills another child and says, Mama, I'm sorry. Please forgive me and please love me. Now, although this is the child of that same parent, okay, but will we able, what will think that, okay, you just killed your own brother. What did you do? This is my own child. This is your brother actually. This is my child. You killed this child and you are asking me like, to love. The mother will still be, as a child, she will take care of the child, but like, okay, she will have so much, she won't be able to love the child as earlier. Would you agree? Does that make sense? So same thing, like, okay, same is our our bonding with Krishna. So and see, like I want to tell one more thing here before we go to that verse. There is also one more thing that we should learn here. That is, say, in most when we many people. I was just talking to someone couple of days back, and we were talking about Bhagavad Gita. So this person told me that okay, he's a very nice person. Okay, he said like, okay, I also do a puja at home. Then I was telling that okay, but do you know why you do this puja? Who is the personality for whom you are doing puja? Okay, and is your puja pleasing that personality? Do you know that? I said, okay, what kind of question is this? I never thought about this also. Okay. See, the thing is, and I was giving an example. Now, let's say our Sushmita Mataji, she has two sons. Okay, Rudra and Yuvan. Okay, Rudra, sorry, Rudra and Rehansh. Yeah. So Rudra, let's take for example, Rehansh is the younger one, and he likes chocolates. Okay, he loves chocolates. Now, Now, now what I do is like, okay, I bring one very expensive gift on his birthday. Now it's been a long time. I haven't seen them on their birthdays also, but I'm saying I bring them a very expensive, very pricey gift on their birthday. Okay, this is the priciest gift I have ever bought. Like, let's say, just I'm making it up. Okay, priciest gift I have ever bought, and what I bring for them is some some toy which they already have. Okay, or I bring for them, like, okay, let's say I love mangoes, so I bring a crate of mangoes for them, the best Alfonso mangoes. But the problem is Rehansh doesn't like mangoes, he likes chocolates. Okay, now although I have spent so much, I took my effort and I brought this, will this be pleasing to this child? It will not be pleasing. I'll boast about, like, oh, this is, you don't like this, this is the most expensive, this, but that doesn't matter, he doesn't like this. Okay. But instead, if I go and ask, okay, Riyansh, what do you like? And Riyansh says, chocolate. Will you like chocolate if I bring it on your birthday? Yes, I will love that. And I bring simple chocolates for him. And he's super happy with that. Okay. See, to please someone, we have to know what is that object that will please them, correct? We do this on our day-to-day basis, right? Whether it's husband, wife, whether it's child, any relation we take, right? Even if it's boss and subordinate, the subordinate has worked all, he has been working for 15 hours. Okay, next day when he's back in office, he says, boss, I worked for 15 hours. And the boss tells, did you do that work which I gave you yesterday morning? Oh, that is the only work I forgot. But you know what, I work for 15 hours. Now think about it. Okay, that your 15 hours of work is all useless because you have not done the work that boss wants you to do. Does it make sense? So the real thing is, what what is it that pleases Krishna? And we already learned so far that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. See, now we spoke about many examples. See, if in a in a school, in a in a school, if I'm studying, if on a day-to-day basis, if I have to please my teacher, right? Pleasing my teacher is, I mean, I'm studying in a school, I want to please my teacher. If I'm working in an office, I want to please my boss. Okay, so if I have to please my immediate boss, and my boss is always like, okay, he's somehow he's not never happy with me. Okay, always is like grumpy person. So how do I please this person, like, okay? Now think about it, think about situation, like, okay, where the CEO of the country, sorry, CEO of the company is my friend. Okay, he daily comes to my house and he says, okay, hi, Ananta Vilas Das, how are you? And he's sitting, he's having, like, okay, snacks with me, he's coming for lunch with me. And I tell him, Are, that boss, right? Like, okay, I mean, he's your subordinate and he's far lower below you, but he always keeps troubling me. Just don't worry about it. Just tolerate him. Like, okay, I know what you're doing, so just don't worry about him. Just bear with him. I just want him to manage the team, like, okay, because he's doing a good job. But don't tell him that, okay, I know you, okay. And now think about this. Now, next day onwards, when you go to office, when this boss is troubling you, okay, will it really matter to you? Will you be really bothered with what he's doing? What do you think, Lalu Kaku? Will it bother you?
Yes.
Will it still bother you or will it not bother you?
I think it will not bother me.
It will not bother you, right? What do you say, Abhishek Prabhu? Will it bother you? Shushmita Mataji, what do you think? Will it bother or will it not bother? No, right? So that's the whole point, that
It will not bother me, Prabhu.
it will not bother, right? So that's the whole point, that if the topmost boss, if the CEO is my friend, do I really care about these small itchy bitchy bosses? No, I don't care about it. That's why the whole idea, see, as we are going into this, we are at a point, we are in the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna is the chariot driver. Just visualize this point. I want you to think about it. See, before even going to the verses, I want you to think about the setup. In this setup, Krishna, who is the supreme personality of Godhead, he manages the entire creation. I'm not talking about this earth planet. Entire creation, all the planetary movements, everything. He has chosen to be a chariot driver of his devotee out of love. Out of love. See, when we why I was telling about the example of someone like, okay, who is doing some puja earlier, right? Okay, when we are doing some puja, right? What is the how do we know like, okay, whether it's pleasing to them or not, like okay, the object of our worship? Okay, so if if at all somehow or other, okay, if we understand this point that how can we please the object of our worship, this changes the dynamics of what prayers we are making. Because if we know how to approach that person, okay, whom we are worshiping, what pleases them, then we have set our direction, when then we have set up in the right direction. Because in this world what happens is many people worship, there are some category of people who worship out of fear. Oh, if I don't do this worship, then what will God think? He will punish me. Okay. See, there are many practices also, many religions also, which talk about this, which talk about like worship because of fear. If you don't do this arti, you will be punished. No, nothing like that. Okay. So this is one level. It is better than not doing a worship, but it is not the highest level. Okay. Thinking of God as a punishing agent. Okay. The next level is, okay, see, think about this. Those children who are very naughty in the class, right? What do they need to worry about? That they will get punished somehow or other, right? By their parents. But those children who are anyway like doing things which are as who are obedient students, okay, who are obedient to their parents, do they need to really worry about things like, okay, getting punishment? Okay, even if they make a mistake, they will go and say, "Oh, oh, mama, oh, papa, I did not know this one." And their parents know that, okay, oh, he is obedient. Okay, whatever he's telling, he's telling truth only. Does it make sense? Is this relatable? What do you think, Nandini Priya Mataji? Would you agree?
Yeah, yes, no. Yes, Prabhuji.
Right? So, so, so with that in mind, um, so so the thing is like, okay, we were talking about the obedient. So in if if someone is obedient, if someone is dutiful, then then he becomes like, okay, dear. But now think about something like, okay, one person is very dutiful, one child is there. First stage is like, okay, they are very naughty, they are always fearful. Out of fear they are doing things, ritualistic persons. The other category is like who are very dutiful. Okay, they are doing things. Okay, and they are doing all let's say a student like okay, is doing all his studies, but then he does not like the subject, but still he's doing it. But now let's take the this is also not the highest. Higher than this is that category where someone is doing worship, devotion out of love. I'll give an example. I don't like to study a subject, but I am studying this out of love, that okay, this will please my parents. Okay, i may I may not be enjoying eating some food item, but I'm eating this because my mother has cooked this out of love. For example, karela sabji. Okay, I may not like karela, but I'm I'm taking this karela because my mother has cooked this out of love. Okay, out of love when we do, then we may tend to do some of the things which we may naturally not be doing. So devotion. Okay, so there are many types of worship. The point I was coming to is that the worship which is offered out of love, that is the highest, and devotional service to Krishna is is the highest form of devotional service to Krishna is done out of love. So bhakti, you will not find this word bhakti. Bhakti means devotion. Okay, this bhakti is used generally for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Like, okay, Krishna Bhakti, Ram Bhakti, like the different forms of Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's where this term is generally used. Okay. Now, I gave one example in the previous session about one of the presidents. Um, I'm not able to recall his name, but I did mention that, okay, in the session, that once this is a UK president, okay, UK Prime Minister. So he was once in um, he was once approached by 300, 400 people, and his secretary said, okay, he's very busy right now, you can't meet him. And then it's been like, okay, couple of hours, and he was not coming out. So suddenly the secretary was not there and the door was slightly open. So one of the guys went to sneak in. Okay, what is this guy doing actually? Able to see him. And then he sees that, okay, inside the room, that this prime minister is just, he has become a horse for his little child, and he's doing he's just crawling in the floor trying to please his little child. So uh, and then this guy who was sneaking in, he starts laughing. They're like, oh, this is what he's busy with. Why I'm saying this is because the official work, okay, takes lower priority, and any bonds which are bound by love, the child's, see, these are his official contemporaries, okay, but the love for his child takes a higher precedence than any official work. Okay, so many people may come and offer, oh my dear Lord, like I need bread, this, that, like, okay, right? Okay, I need a job, I need this. Okay, and this is one way of offering prayers. Come approaching formally, but Krishna consciousness is like, it's so beautiful. Yashoda Mai says, "Are, forget about that. I will give him. I will feed him." People don't go to ask for Krishna for, okay, I need this, I need that. They say, "Are, I will feed him." Yashoda Mai says, "Okay, I will." Krishna, why are you stealing butter at so and so places? Okay, at all the gopis places. Why can't I? I will get you butter. Okay, you take from here. And Krishna is laughing there. I will give you bread butter. It's like that. Okay, so that is the beauty here. So let's now go to this particular verse that we were in. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Anyone has any questions so far? You can raise your hand, or you can unmute and ask, or else we'll proceed. Okay, I'm not seeing anything, so let's proceed. So we are at verse number 21st. Is my screen visible? Is my screen
Yeah.
visible? Okay, fine. So we are at text number 21. अर्जुन उवाच सेनायोर उभयोर्मध्ये रथं स्थापयामि अच्युता यवद् एतन् निरीक्षेऽहं योद्धुकामन् अवस्थितान् कैर्मया सह योद्धाव्याम् अस्मिन् रणसमुद्यमे. I will, so this is the verse. Translation is by our very beloved founder Acharya Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So I'll not go through all the verses, but we'll read through the translations. So Arjuna said here, Arjuna said, "O infallible one, please draw my chariot between the two armies so that I may see those present here who desire to fight and with whom I must contend in this great trial of arms." So Arjuna is saying, "Oh Krishna," out of love, is saying that, okay, please, can you take this chariot to the position between the two armies? Think about it, like out of love, the Lord becomes subservient to his devotees. So those who are his pure devotees, uh, everyone is trying to everyone is trying to please the Lord, and the Lord is becomes subservient to his pure devotees. He's trying to please his devotee. Arjuna sees his friend, and he's because of the love with the Lord, he gets to a position where he's telling the Lord, like, can you take this chariot over there in the center? This is a sweet relationship. Prabhupada goes, if you read this particular um, the purport, it is very sweet actually. Prabhupada tells, okay, this is the sweet relationship between the Lord and his devotee. So the next one, Arjuna is saying, let me see those who have come here to fight, wishing to please the evil-minded evil-minded son of Dhritarashtra. So Arjuna wants to see who is here, who wants to, who has come here to fight. Let me just see. He wants to take a stock of the situation there. Next text 24. Sanjay said, now Sanjay is narrating to Dhritarashtra, O descendant of Bharat, having thus been addressed by Arjun, Lord Krishna drew up the fine chariot in the midst of the armies of both parties. So Krishna took the chariot and placed it in the center as it is asked by Arjun. Next text 25. In the presence of Bhishma, Drona, and all other chieftains of the world, the Lord said, just behold, Parth, all the Kurus assembled here. So, what is um, Krishna saying? That okay, so you can now see from here. And now, at this, uh, we'll go to the next verse, and then I'll come to this point. So the next verse, there Arjun could see, visualize the situation that okay, Arjun he has Krishna with him, he has the entire army, he has come in the center, he's a very powerful archer. Okay, he has already fought battles with them. And at this point of time, when he's asking Krishna to take the chariot in front, he comes there. And then we read the next verse. There, Arjun could see within the midst of the armies of both parties, his fathers, grandfathers, teachers, maternal uncles, brothers, sons, grandsons, friends, and also his fathers in laws and well wishers. Everyone is there. So, there is a very important point here. Very, very important point. Please hear attentively here. So what has Arjun asked? Arjun is and Krishna is taking one very Krishna is telling like okay, he's speaking the first verse here, that oh behold Arjuna like, okay, the chariot is placed here, right? Just behold Parth, the Kurus are assembled here, and then Arjun sees everything. So when he sees everyone, right? What happens is he becomes very confused. He becomes very bewildered. There is a very important learning here that it means that if we see our enemies, then um, then what happens is it is very dangerous for us to see our enemies. And if we see our enemies, then it is dangerous for our spiritual life. It is we become confused, we become bewildered, and we lose our moral. Um, and we lose our determination also to fight. So I'll give an example. So one example could be, let's say we know that uh, watching something on the internet, okay, we know, let's say if this content is not good for our consciousness, or if we know already that the consciousness is could get polluted, but if we were like okay, let me see, okay, what is there in this, okay, I know I'll not look into this, but then we might think that nothing will happen. But if we watch something which is prohibited, okay, nowadays newspapers also many um, bogus things are being there, like, okay, Okay, if we are going through something that we are not supposed to watch, it will have an effect on our consciousness. So Arjun says here, like, okay, take me to the middle of the army. Okay, I want to see the enemies. If we can, if we end up seeing like what we are not supposed to see, then what will happen? We'll become confused and we'll become defeated actually. So therefore, we should not see those things that we are not supposed to see. When we should watch our eyes. Okay, we should, let's say, if we should not look at others in a way that we are not supposed to look like. We should look at everyone very respectfully. So this is something very very importantly, okay. And similarly, like, okay, all our senses, like, okay, if we are in a place, like, okay, where um, we know that okay something is not good, we should not be eating something, okay, and we have just started, like, okay, made a we are just starting to make a determination that okay, let me stay away from these type of forbidden food, okay. But suddenly, like, okay, uh, we are we are with an association, like, okay, where they're having something, and we think that okay fine, okay, let me go there, because what the association that we are in, right, that influences us. And if we happen to be in that particular association, we if we are if we happen to be in that association and someone will say, oh, why don't you try something, nothing will happen. Arey, what is it, okay, eh, what is your age after all, okay? Why are you doing all these things, what is this? And then we think, okay, okay, fine, let me just take it. What happens is by that, it we become weak in that particular situation. So just by trying to do something, okay, we become provoked and we tend to get defeated in our journey. So very importantly, okay, we discussed in some of our earlier sessions also how this association is very, very key. So let's move on to the next. So we so now Arjun saw all his relatives, all his maternal uncles, his teachers, everyone were there. So next text. When the son of Kunti, Arjun, saw all these different grades of friends and relatives, he became overwhelmed with compassion and spoke thus. Now Arjun is going to say something. So Arjun, now just imagine Arjun's situation. When he saw all this, right, he became very weak-hearted. And out of that, there is a panic attack. And out of panic attack, he starts saying it. Now, visualize Arjun he's already one of the world's topmost fighter. Okay, now he says, Arjun's Arjuna Vacha Drishtve Mam Swajanam Krishna Yutsam Samupashitham Siddhanti Mam Gatrani Mukham Cha Parishushati. Arjuna said, my dear Krishna, seeing my friends and relatives present before me in such a fighting spirit, I feel the limbs of my body quivering and my mouth drying up. Okay, now it's not the battle which is giving him panic, but he will now try to reason why he's saying so. So next text, my whole body is trembling, my hair is standing on end, my bow Gandiva is slipping from my hand, and my skin is burning. So Arjun is now slowly he will give all the rationale why he should not fight. Text 30. I am not now unable to stand here any longer. I am forgetting myself and my mind is reeling. I see only causes of misfortune. O Krishna, killer of Keshi demon. So here Arjun is saying that okay, how he's becoming weak in our battle, in this battle. Now, many times we might see when we try to come into when we try to um, approach Krishna, okay, sometimes we may hear class, or sometimes we may we may be hearing Krishna Katha, or we may come in contact with a devotee, okay, and at that point of time, we may feel inspired. Okay, yes, I'm very inspired. Okay, I also want to do this one. But somehow, when we are out of that association, okay, when we are in a different association, what happens is slowly our mind starts to weaken. No, no, I don't think I'll be able to do that. In my circumstance, if I do this, then what will happen? Oh, what will they think of me? Oh, will will my family support me? Oh, will this happen? Will that happen? Many of the questions go in our mind, and we suddenly make a determination. I don't think it'll be possible for me. This was good, but I won't be able to do it. Now think about, just visualize how Arjun starts giving rationale for not fighting. Okay. And here Arjun is telling Krishna with the name that he's calling uh, Krishna as Keshava. Keshava is translated as killer of the Keshi demon. That, oh Krishna, you are the killer of you are the killer of Keshi demon. Okay. You have killed demon. But here, these are all my relatives. How can I fight with them? Okay. So let's move on. Here, text 31. He's also, Arjun is, by calling him the killer of Keshi demon, Arjun is also signifying that, okay, Arjun, oh Krishna, just like you have killed the Keshi demon, please kill that ignorance which is in my heart. Okay. This thing is very important to understand. Please hear this attentively. That till there is ignorance in our heart, right, there'll be fear factor will be there. I'll give you an example. If one person is out of job, okay, in this turbulent market, okay, as we say, if one person is out of job and he he's seeing he has been out of job for 2 months, now that person starts panicking. Oh, what do I do? What do I do? But now if someone tells them that, okay, hey, you know what? I'm a face reader, and whatever readings, and many people tell him that, okay, yeah, whatever face reading he absolutely does the right thing. And this guy says, okay, see, it looks like 4 months you have a bad time, and 4 months you'll be jobless. After that, you will get a job. Now, although you don't have a job, the condition is still the same. But now you are not in ignorance. You now know, you have a hope that after 4 months, out of which 2 months are already gone, you will get a job. Will that give you a sense of confidence? Let me ask this. How many of you feel that, okay, that will give you a sense of confidence? Would you agree?
Yeah, I agree.
Agree, right? How about others?
Agree.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Agreed, right? So if you are getting a sense of confidence that yes, um, yes, I mean, by knowing this, that okay, after 2 months I can get the job, then that's fine. Okay, so let's move further. So the next text, I do not see how any good can come from killing my own kinsmen in this battle, nor can I, dear Krishna, desire any subsequent victory, kingdom, or happiness. So he's saying that, okay, I don't know how by killing them any good thing can happen. Okay. And how can I desire for any kingdom or happiness if I kill these people? Then he says, goes on saying that, okay, oh Govind, of what avail to us are a kingdom, happiness, or even a life itself, when all those for whom we may desire them are now arrayed on the battlefield? This is one important thing. Okay. He tells, Arjun makes a beautiful point here. Are, he's saying, Are, Krishna, it is after getting this kingdom, right? I will be showing off to them, right? I will be having a prestige in front of them only, right? But if they are only killed, then what is the use of them? Then he goes on saying, oh Madhusudan, when teachers, fathers, sons, grandfathers, maternal uncles, fathers-in-laws, grandsons, brothers-in-laws, and other relatives are ready to give up their lives and properties and are standing before me, why should I wish to kill them? Okay. Even though they might otherwise kill me. O maintainer of all living entities, O Krishna, I am not prepared to fight with them, even in exchange for the three worlds, let alone this earth. Arey, what are you talking about earth? Even if they give me three worlds also, then also I will not fight. What pleasure will we derive from killing the sons of Dhritarashtra? See, now Arjun, he's all the rational. Many times we will see this. This happens. Tell me, how many of you can relate to this? Sometimes we may be determined to do something, but when our mind flips, right, we see that the mind gives us rationale to what to the direction that we are thinking. How many of you agree with this point? Okay, that whatever we are thinking, our mind will give us a rationale for that only. If we think that, okay, I need to do this, then the mind will create rationale for, okay, what are the rationale for doing this? If we think, oh man, I don't think this is possible for me to do it, then the mind will figure out, like, okay, it will give 10 rationale for things that, okay, you should not do this. Is that, I mean, can you relate to this? How many think that, okay, this is something you experience in your life?
Always, Prabhu.
Always, right? Whichever see, it is said that, okay, I mean, seek and you will find. Whatever direction we think that, oh, uh, someone, see, think about this. I'll give you an example. One person is there, like, okay, I know he would always think, like, okay, negatively. Any situation you give, right, they'll think negatively. Oh, like he's he's going for something very positive thing, right? Let's say, like, okay, for visa interview is going. Oh, but if I don't get the visa, okay, he got the visa. He came for a assignment, and this is in my very initial days when I came to US. So he came to US, and then when this person is in the US, he's thinking, but what if they put me off from the project? But you're already on the project. Why are you thinking like that? No, no. But what if tomorrow? What if they find that, okay, I'm not doing my job right? But you're doing your job right. Why do you think like that? No, no. And every day he will have 10 reasons, okay, what he did not do right. And no one is really questioning that. But it is a inherent fear in his mind about, it's a complexity, like, okay, inferiority complex with which he's going. But I'm not talking just about this scenario. If we think that, okay, if we determine our mind that, okay, I want to do something, the mind will give us 100 reasons. If we determine our mind not for doing something, mind will give us 100 reasons. So very important, as we go further, I want to give you a preview. What the Bhagavad Gita does is, and I want to give you I told many times that we have a bodily consciousness, and then over the body is the mind. I just want to remind this example, then we can relate to this. Um, when everyone likes comforts, okay, I don't think anyone will be here who does not like comfort. But if you have a comfortable house, if you have a comfortable car, and you like to eat good food, right? But when you are, let's say, you like to eat gulab jamuns or lot of other nice prasad is in front of you, you are just about to have that, and suddenly you get a call. You know what? Your loved one is right now in the ICU. Okay, they are they just met with an accident and they're in the ICU. Even though everything, your setup outside is in perfectly best setup, but you have lost your mind with whatever you just heard on the phone, which means that higher than the bodily conscious is the conscious of the mind. Okay. Um, and so the mind can disturb the, even if your bodily setup is right, but if the mind is disturbed, then your bodily comfort doesn't matter. Higher than the mind is the soul. Okay. So, and if the soul is surcharged, then no matter whatever the condition of the mind is, it will keep the mind surcharged. Okay. And how do you keep the soul surcharged? Okay, that is the purpose of this Bhagavad Gita, is to sharpen something called the intelligence, which is higher than the mind. And this intelligence is something that, so every time when the mind has to do something, okay, it will tell the intelligence what it is. I'll give you an example. So in the um, if the um, let's say if you are going through a street, okay, and suddenly there is a very nice food odor that you can get from a restaurant coming in. And the senses, from your nose, you are able to smell this. So the senses first gets the signal. Okay, eyes, nose, ears, hands, right? Um, and the tongue. These are the senses. So this nose first senses that, okay, oh, nice odor. This smells like biryani. Okay. So the senses, they send a signal to the mind. There is biryani here. Now the mind thinks that, okay, that I need to eat biryani. Okay. And the intelligence, it sends a signal to the intelligence. No, you are not supposed to eat. That is something that is not prasad. So please ignore that. Cut. Now, this is how the intelligence can act. But let's say the intelligence is they sold out puppy to the mind. I need to eat this. Intelligence is, oh yes, let's do that. That has beef in it. But you know what? That smells very good. Okay. So mind has ruled over intelligence. Now, now what happens is you go to the store, no matter whatever it is, you take it and you eat it. Okay. Because the mind has taken control there. Okay. Similarly, many times what might happen is, let's say in a family, there is a quarrel going on. And you know that if I scream, okay, then that will be hampering the relationship. Okay. And this message is coming like, okay, I should not scream. But that person told me something. My mind is disturbed. Blast goes here. Okay. And the same thing which you already thought about earlier, that okay, oh, this will create it, this will hamper our relationship. That has happened. You knew this. You knew in theory, you knew this. But what has happened is your intelligence did not intervene here. Okay. Because the intelligence has become a sold out puppy to the mind. The purpose of Bhagavad Gita is how can you sharpen your intelligence so that you know exactly how how to act. That is why the Bhagavad Gita is called the manual for this human life. Okay, how you can sharpen your intelligence, and Krishna is teaching us how we can live this way of life so that we are, as children of Krishna, we can be happy not on some days but in every moment of our life. That is the education that Krishna is giving us. So see, Arjun, what he's doing is he's 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 giving reasonings here. So let's move on to the next one. So Arjun says, text 36, he says, oh Krishna, sin will overcome us if we slay such aggressors. We will become sinful. Therefore, it is not proper for us to kill the sons of Dhritarashtra and our friends. What should we gain, O Krishna, O husband of the goddess of fortune? And how could we be happy by killing our own kingsmen? Krishna, how could we be happy by killing our own kingsmen? That is what Arjun is saying. These are nice. Like if we kill someone, then obviously killing is not good. Okay. So what the point, if you see, Arjun is making a right point. Okay, if we kill this, then we'll become aggressors. Like it will become sinful, right? So how what do we do, Krishna? Like, okay, it is not proper to kill the sons. But here there is an important point to make. See, now let's say if we take for instance a military person, okay, who has been put up in the border of India, Pakistan. Okay, suddenly what happens is like, okay, he's there is bombarding happening there. Now, what is this soldier supposed to do? He is also expected to fire from them, right? So, or whatever border. So this guy, like, okay, he shoots 10 people, okay, because he has received an order. Go and shoot okay, and he shoots 10 people. So after the battle, like after that particular incident, like, okay, the government is very proud of him, and they will give him some award or some chakra. Many times they give, right, like for the soldiers, Paramveer Chakra. So, so he's given that award. But let's say that same person now now he has come, like, okay, he has come for his vacation and he's just roaming in the street. Like, okay, suddenly some person, like, okay, says abuses him something on the road. Now, if he picks up his gun and shoots this guy, what will happen? Will he be given Paramvi Chakra? Obviously not. He will be put behind the bars because, I mean, he just killed a civilian. So this incident is still the same. In one incident, he has received an order. That is why he is killing. In another incident, he is killing on his own. So, if we what is the lesson to learn from here? From here, if we are doing things on our own, then in that case, we are accountable for that karma. But if we are living by the order of Krishna or his representative, then in that case, we are we are just following the instructions and we are completely protected. So that is the beauty of this. Then next text, Arjun says further, O Janardhan, although these men, their heart overtaken by greed, see no fault in killing one's family or quarreling with friends, why should we, who can see the crime in destroying a family, engage in these acts of sin? O Janardhan, I see these people their hearts are overtaken by greed and they don't see any fault in killing one's family or quarreling with a friend. But Janardhan, see, we should not do that, right? Janardhan is Krishna's name only. We should not do. See, we can see that there is crime if we destroy the other family, right? If we engage in this kind of act of sin. So Krishna is he's telling this to uh, Arjuna is telling this to Krishna. And then further, Arjuna goes and says, with the destruction of the dynasty, the eternal family tradition is vanquished, and thus the rest of the family becomes involved in religion. Arjun goes to think beyond, like he has such a wonderful thought. He says that, okay, see, Krishna, see, like in the fight, right? This woman, grandfather, like, okay, their soldiers, everyone will not come. Only the male soldiers, the young soldiers will come. Now, after that, what will happen? If we kill these males, right? Their their wives, they will become widows, and what will happen is their wives, like, okay, then after that, these women, they will not have shelter, so they will engage with extramarital affairs, and then there'll be so much irreligion. All the entire community, they will become so degraded. And then he goes, Arjun says that, okay, when irreligion is prominent in the family, oh Krishna, the women of the family become polluted. And from the degradation of womanhood, O descendant of Vrishni, comes unwanted progeny. He uses a term, Varna Shankara. Okay, so he says that, okay, see now, Krishna, if these women get polluted, then what will happen? From those degraded women, unwanted progeny will come. Okay, so those those children, like, okay, they don't know, like, okay, whose children they are. That kind of children will come out, and it will become, society will become so degraded. And so these are very valid points that Arjun makes, actually, right? From there, it may seem like that, correct? So the next one, Arjun says, an increase in of unwanted population certainly causes hellish life, both for the family and for those who destroy the family tradition. The ancestors of such corrupt families fall down because the performances of offerings to them, offering them food and water, are entirely stopped. He makes a very important point. He says that an increase of unwanted population. So when there's unwanted population, right? Like, okay, so these women have got polluted, this unwanted population have come in, they will cause hellish life both for their family and for those who destroy the family tradition. Okay, so their family will be destroyed, they will have to go to hell, and whoever have destroyed those families, those other counterparts, they will also have to go. And what will happen is, because they will, because these are all hellish, because these are all unwanted progeny, they will not do any shrad, or like, okay, after death, whatever ceremonies are to be done, right? They will not be able to do that. And when they don't do this, Arjuna is, through this, it is explained how important it is to do the last rites of someone who has passed away in the right way. So if those are not done, then what happens is the ancestors of such corrupt families, they will fall down, because the performances of for offering them food and water are entirely stopped. So because we are not doing Shraddh for the ancestors, because of that, what will happen is such such corrupt families, their ancestors will have to come down again. Okay, they'll be in hell and they will always be troubled. Okay, array, what kind of generations I have now? Like, okay, they are not offering me anything. Okay, so we everyone, by saying this, Arjun is reminding that okay, each and every one of us have a responsibility towards our um, previous generations. Okay, so because many times we'll see that one family is going through so much distress. Okay, there are so many distressful, so many things which are happening. Many times it is attributed to the Pitru. Obviously, there is, like, without Krishna's permit, whether one believes in Krishna or not, it doesn't matter. But without Krishna's permission, nothing can happen. So it all follows like through the proper law of nature. And we'll see sometimes like, okay, because the ancestors are not happy, one family has to go through a lot of turbulences. Because when these ancestors are in hellish conditions, uh, the ones who are in this planet, they have to undergo the suffering. So there are very specific scriptures which talk about that also. So we'll come to those solutions of how to get through that also. Okay. Then the next text, text 42. By the evil deeds of those who destroy the family tradition and thus give rise to unwanted children, all kind of community projects and family welfare are devastated. Arjun is saying that okay, now those people who destroy the family tradition, right? Okay, because these are unwanted, they will engage in all illicit activities and they will give rise to another unwanted children. All these community projects, family welfare activities are all devastated because they will not stay together. Family whose wife this, whose husband, like okay, it has become completely corrupted now. So then it comes to, then the next verse, Krishna, Arjuna says, "O Krishna, maintainer of the people, I have heard by disciplic succession that those whose family traditions are destroyed, they dwell always in hell." Okay, so Arjuna is saying, he's not just saying, but he's giving proof that okay, I've heard that by disciplic succession that wherever the family traditions are destroyed, they always dwell in hell. So further, Arjun says, and we have two more verses now. So, alas, how strange it is that we are preparing to commit greatly sinful acts by killing these people. Like, okay, now how can we prepare to kill this? Because if we kill this, so many other, there are consequences to that. Driven by the desire to enjoy royal happiness, that is, we will get the kingdom. We have the desire to get our kingdom, but we are intent on killing our own kingsmen. How can we get a kingdom when we have to kill our own kingsmen, right? So Arjun is saying, can we understand from this? Like, see, this is that same Arjun whose wife has been insulted, like, okay, by Draupadi, as by Dushasan. Okay, there are several times the Kauravas have tried to kill them, but can we imagine the extent of the compassion of the heart that Arjun has? Arjun says further, better for me if the sons of Dhritarashtra, weapons in hand, were to kill me unarmed and unresisting on the battlefield. Arjun is saying, it is better that they kill me unarmed and unresisting on the battlefield. So now this is the last verse, and here Sanjay says, Sanjay Vacha. What is Sanjay saying? Arjuna, having thus spoken on the battlefield, cast aside his bows and arrows and sat down on the chariot, his mind overwhelmed with grief. Just like this, Arjuna is saying, Krishna, I cannot fight. That's it. I am done. This is this is the most. I mean, uh, this is terrible. Actually, there are so many terrible consequences of fighting. So let me not fight. So here there are many things actually, like there are some subtle things to understand here on verse. So here actually Arjun makes a point like, okay, see, just because they are doing it doesn't mean that okay we have also to do it. So in many times, like we might think that okay, oh, everyone is doing this, so why there is problem with that? Many people have come back and asked me that okay, when we talk about this Krishna consciousness, right? So many people said, okay, Arey, my grandfather and my father, they also lived this life only, sinful life only. Okay, whatever you're calling as sinful, they all lived the sinful life. So what is the harm in doing this? Like I can also continue with this. But no, Arjun is making it a point that okay, see, um, that just because they are going to fight doesn't mean that okay, I also have to fight. So there are learnings, subtle learnings that okay we can get from these, because at every point of time we'll be see this is a very the world, there is a lot of duality. If you see here in US, right, like if you go to the pharmacy, pharmacy is what? Pharmacy is for getting medicines where you can get cured of your diseases. But in the same pharmacy, uh, there are cigarettes being sold, okay, right? And there are liquors being sold. The government says don't drink and drive, okay, but there is liquor, but that same government is actually giving permission for breweries to uh, actually to distilleries, okay, which can have this liquor being manufactured, right? So there is duality there. It is not unified. It is not black and white. So in the like that is one thing. And like if you see Arjun is Arjun is telling that okay, see, if this woman, they are not being protected, then okay, others will take advantage. Okay, so that is it. It says that okay, if women are not being protected, then okay, people take advantage of that, and that is why our shastras say that okay, the women, they should always be under the guidance of like their father when they are unmarried. When they are married, then they should be under the guidance of their husband. Okay, or when they are let's say their husband passes away, like women should be under the guidance of their um, son if the son is grown up, or or someone of that nature actually. So that like, okay, they can actually always be in the right path actually. um, and when you see here like, okay, um, there are so many examples, but I think like okay, we are running out of time, so I will do one thing. I'll stop here. I just wanted to share something. See, Srila Prabhupada, he gives so much to us by um, as you look through the purports of these, right? Like I'm just trying to skim through this so that we can quickly cover the entire essence of the Bhagavad Gita, and then if required, like we can come to the specific verses. But as you can see, Srila Prabhupada has given us so much. Like, okay, translating one Bhagavad Gita from Sanskrit to English, it's not an easy joke. Where doing word to word translation he has given, okay, then there is the translation, and then there is the purport, like, okay, where everything, like, okay, taking a synopsis of what the acharyas have given, and entire thing Srila Prabhupada is giving us. The whole idea is that all of us remain happy. And who is Srila Prabhupada? Srila Prabhupada is a pure devotee of Krishna. I will give you, see, these days, it is the Jagannath Rath Yatra is festival is going on. So very recently in Puri, they had this Jagannath Snan Yatra. I will give you one instance of Srila Prabhupada's pure devotion to Krishna. So just hear this incident very carefully, then you can know Srila Prabhupada's position. There are so many incidents like this, but I just thought, like, okay, since it is Jagannath time, so let me, this just came to my mind. See, think about it, okay? One day, like when this is when Srila Prabhupada was, he came, we all know that, okay, he came from India with 40 rupees, which 40 rupees is just useless. He had no place to stay, but still he managed to continue staying in like very slum areas. But then when he started getting the initial people who were supporting him, okay, he managed to get some support. At that time, Srila Prabhupada, one day morning, he said, that time he had his his disciple Brahmananda Prabhu. Okay, this was in the very initial days. So he told one day Brahmananda Prabhu, Brahmananda, let's go to. We need to have a Rath Yatra in New York. Okay, and they are in New York. Okay, so let's go and get permission for this. And then Brahmananda Prabhu said, Srila Prabhupada, what are you saying? Are New York means like we need a lot of permission, Srila Prabhupada. It will not happen like that. No, no, let us go and get it. So all Srila Prabhupada's disciples, they all would talk to Srila Prabhupada, but they knew whatever Srila Prabhupada was saying. They could understand Srila Prabhupada was a pure devotee, and then they took Srila Prabhupada's word for it. Like, okay, they took Srila Prabhupada's word by his weight. So Prabhu told Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, but for this we need a lot of permissions. Then Srila Prabhupada asked, whose permission do we need? He said, we need the commissioner's permission to do a Rath Yatra. And that too, Srila Prabhupada said, in the most posh areas. And for those of you, uh, I will tell you that, okay, it is in New York, the city especially has a lot of skyscrapers, and the area that we are talking about is the 42nd Street, which is the peak. You can understand it is uh, the downtown of Bombay, something like that. Okay, just the business area where near Churchgate, as Lalu Kaku, you can relate to it. So there we are talking about doing a Rath Yatra in New York, that kind of a place. So when this was told to Srila Prabhupada, when this was told that we need commissioner's permission, so Srila Prabhupada said, let's go and have the commissioner's permission. So Brahmanand Prabhu said, okay, Srila Prabhupada, but for that we need appointments. So how long will it take to get appointment? And it seems it would be a long time. So Srila Prabhupada said, do one thing, take some Mahaprasad with you, and then let's go right now. And then they started. Okay. They Brahmanand Prabhu said, Srila Prabhupada, but it would be at least 10 levels we have to cross before we go to the commissioner. It may not be straightforward. So, anyways, Srila Prabhupada said, let's go. And they went. So here, as they went to the commissioner office, so Srila Prabhupada had this Mahaprasad Brahmanand Prabhu was carrying. So they said, when they went to the police station where the commissioner is there, so they said, okay, we want to meet the commissioner. So they said, do you have it? Firstly, actually, Srila Prabhupada, when he went there, he said, Brahmanand Prabhu, give them this Mahaprasad. So this guy had a Mahaprasad. Uh, and he said, this is for you. So this police guy, he has the Mahaprasad and he says, wow, this is so delicious. What are you here for? He said, we want to meet the commissioner. Please go. He allows this guy, Srila Prabhupada and Brahmanand Prabhu to go. Next door they are at. Srila Prabhupada says, give the Mahaprasad. So he has the Mahaprasad and he says, oh, this is so delicious. Wow. What are you here for? We are here to see the commissioner. Please go. Like this, every level he was giving Mahaprasad and he was going inside. Okay. Mahaprasad is nothing but Krishna himself in that prasad form. So Krishna is orchestrating everything for his pure devotee. And then they are already crossed 9 doors. They are right outside the commissioner's door. And at that time, like, okay, this person asks, like, what do you want? And before he says anything, Srila Prabhupada opens the gate and he's inside. So the commissioner, he was doing something and he's like, okay, how did you come in? Srila Prabhupada said, look, we came to give you this one. he gives the Mahaprasad to the commissioner, and the commissioner has the Mahaprasad, and he says, "Wow, this is so delicious. I have never had something like this. What can I do for you?" Then Srila Prabhupada says, "Okay, we have come here to get permission for this Rath Yatra. Okay, what do you want for this?" And he explains that we want to do this Rath Yatra in the downtown of New York in the 42nd Street. Then this New York, um, I don't know if it's commissioner or mayor. I'm just muting everyone. So I don't remember if it was the commissioner or the mayor, but whoever it was, um, he said, like, okay, I give you the permission to do this, and not just myself, but from now on, you can do it every year. Okay, and no one will ever stop you. And they got it in writing, and till date, that that permission which is there from the mayor or the commissioner of New York, that is framed in the walls. Can you think, like, okay, it was not a very planned event? Srila Prabhupada just decided. And Krishna, who, see, just like Krishna out of love, he has taken the we the chariot for Arjuna out of love. Similarly, Krishna was orchestrating everything for his pure devotee. Because Srila Prabhupada had so much love for Jagannath, he wanted to take Jagannath to the streets of New York, and Jagannath wanted to be with Srila Prabhupada to do whatever is required to do it. So this mission of Krishna consciousness is so special. It does not matter whether we are there in or not. It will happen, it will bloom, and it will grow on. And those who are there, they will all go back to Godhead. Okay. Now it is up to us. Do we want to be part of the cake cutting ceremony or not? It is as simple as that. So that's how this particular movement is. And anyone who is Krishna says, "Ye atha mam prapadyante tam tateva bhajamyam." Anyone who does little service, like Krishna immediately reciprocates with so much love. And so all we have to do is we have to cultivate that love. Whatever love we have, we have to somehow or other offer that to Krishna. It could be, we can chant the holy name. This we should definitely do. Even if we are not able to chant 16 rounds, that's perfectly fine. Whatever we are starting with, at least have someone like whom we can associate with, whom we connect with, whom we feel that, okay, yes, this person is my well-wisher. At least tell them, okay, oh Prabhu, I am just doing one mala or five mala or seven mala. I just want to let you know, so that, like, okay, please, uh, you also pray for me so that I can be able to do more. Or Mataji, I will do this. Please pray for me so that I can do more. I also want to get to 16. And then, like, okay, having trying to have, like, okay, offer some bhoga, okay, to the Lord. If we are not able to offer, like, okay, many meals to the Lord, at least offer a fruit, okay, to the Lord with lot of love, that, okay, Lord, this is all I could bring for you, but please accept this, so that in future anything that I eat, okay, it is your prasad only. Okay, I I want to be completely. It is like this. I want to be your complete servant. See, how does the love manifest? How many of us will love those children who only are with us when they want it? Oh, Papa, I want some money. And after they give them the money, they are nowhere to be seen. Can you do this for me? Arey, it's not there only. So uh, actually, so here is the thing. In this world, we should not have expectations. But I'm just trying to cite these examples so that we can relate. Okay, if we have such relations, like, okay, where we are being used, okay, will we will still give our love, but then, okay, that's not the best of the relationship. Okay, but if at every moment, if we are able to give our love for Krishna, what Krishna does is he corrects everything. He's the master of relationships. So with that being said, I will conclude this. Shrimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanandi, Hari Hari Bol. I want to ask, does anyone have any questions? We'll stop the recording.